Hello there. We're currently in Fortaleza, Brazil, going back to US later tonight. Uh, Today we're going to show you 4 or 5 apartments on Beira Mar that you could rent for less than $1,000. Most are furnished, most are 2 bedrooms. And we just want to show you the location of the apartment to the beach, the area around the apartment, restaurants and stuff like that. And hopefully you'll be able to make a good decision on if you want to rent one of these apartments or not. And these are where the activities are on the beach. You can buy stuff on the beach a block over and stuff like that for cheaper price, but these are less than $1,000, and we just want to show you what they look like. Thanks, and have a great day.
Let's go, Ifya. Thank you.
Apartment, you're getting nothing inside of it and stuff like that. So it's not like the US where you don't have to do too much. So this is the flat Atlantica. It's a 2 bedroom on the Bola Sun, which is a street next to. And it costs us probably $200,000 probably between $100,000 to $200,000 to replace everything inside the apartment to the way we want. But as you can tell, there's a roll of barracas right in front of it. And reason they put it here because of people that stay at these bigger hotels that have a lot of people stay.
They probably have elephant. I'm not sure.
Elephant?
Elephant for helicopter.
Helicopter? It could be, but I don't think it does.
Yeah, I don't know.
I never seen a helicopter land here.
Yeah.
Another thing about rental, like in California and Philadelphia, when I did some work part-time, I actually rented rooms from people. So we're currently at the Beira Mar, Fortaleza side. We're gonna walk to the apartment buildings that we talked about, 4 or 5. Fifth one we haven't decided since it's by the fish market. It's an older building. The fish market is it's probably not the best place to live because there's a lot of villas right behind it. And we don't know if that's a safe place or not. But we'll walk around the Beira Mar, show you some of the sights and stuff like that as we go to the apartments. Said our plan is to show you apartments under $1,000 in Fortaleza that are mainly furnished. Not all of them are, but total price will be under $1,000, 6,000 reals. And we'll show you the views as we walk there. It's currently around 6, it's almost 7 o'clock in the morning. People outside running and stuff. There's a lot of clubs that run or together. So that's what they do in the mornings, is that they come and run, stuff like that. As you see, there's a club over there, stuff like that, running club. Come out there and run together, have a place to relax, get massages and stuff you need and stuff. Younger people mainly do that, so you want to get associated with younger people. It's probably, you're a good runner, you probably should join one of the running clubs, but not that expensive, I don't think either, and probably a good chance to meet people. Imagine there'll be a couple people that speak English in those clubs, so probably a good opportunity. Probably a good opportunity to meet people of opposite sex if you want to also, so. But that depends on what you want. And my wife will show you some over the views and stuff as we walk to the first place. When my wife started looking yesterday for apartments on Beira Mar, there aren't too many apartments to rent on Beira Mar. I think most people don't rent because they don't like people. I mean, they use it for their own personal use, or they live here. And so they do rent. They probably rent apartments like Scala, which are studios and stuff. And that's what I think people mostly rent here, are studios. Smaller apartments and stuff that they use for rental monthly, probably use for Airbnb. The larger apartments, most people don't rent them. And that's what we found out, is that you get an apartment on Beira Mar, it's pretty limited. And they don't rent them unless they're studio apartments, stuff like that, like the flats next to us. There's some flats around here, stuff like that, but they're mainly studios, apartments like hotels. And that's what people rent. They don't rent the nicer apartments. You go spend a couple million reals, like 4 or 5 million reals. Could be 750 to $1 million in the U.S. You don't rent those; you just stay them for yourself and stuff like that. So it's pretty hard to rent. So when you buy a new apartment in Brazil, you only get a shell. You don't get nothing inside the apartment. No lights, no cabinets, you get the shell of the plumbing. You get the shell of, you got to put drywall up. You got to put cabinets inside. You got to put all the bathroom fixtures. So when you get when you buy an apartment in Brazil, a new apartment, there's nothing inside. And a lot of people, they also remove a lot of the stuff when they sell it and take it to the new place. So if they get reused cabinets, if they get reused stuff, they tend to fix it up. Mainly a larger apartment. So think when you do buy a new apartment, you're getting nothing inside of it, and you have to do everything yourself inside of it. You get a shell, just concrete with doors, nothing else. You get the electrical to the places, you get the plumbing to the places, but you have to put your sinks in, your toilets in, your cabinets in, your lights in, and stuff like that. So it's not like the U.S. where you don't have to do too much. The maximum you may have to put is a couple lights in the house, maybe by a refrigerator. In Brazil, you get nothing. So just want you to know that. So this is the Flat Atlantica. It's a 2-bedroom on the Bolasan, which is a street next to Beira Mar. It's a 2-bedroom mansion, 59 meters, or about a little over 600 square feet. It's got a 1-car garage, and the price is 6,000 reals.
It's fully furnished.
Fully furnished. So it does have a beach view. Not 100% beach view, but it does have a little bit of beach view. It's a little over 600 square feet, fully furnished, and exactly 6,000 reals, about 600 bucks, about $1,000. You're across from a Bolasan, a Pagasmentis, stuff like that. But if you want to go and eat and stuff, you'll probably go walk to the Beira Mar, which is about 4 or 5 minutes away, if that, maybe 2-3 minutes. But
No, 3 minutes.
3 minutes, yeah. And that's probably where you want your activity. A Bolasan, there's not much stuff to do here on a Bolasan. It's the main
But
road.
you can go to the bakery, the
Yeah,
pharmacy.
you can go to bakery, pharmacy, and stuff like that. But you want activity, go to the Beira Mar. There's a gym, there's a Smart Spit gym here, probably half a kilometer down the road. There's one parking space, as we mentioned. It's fully furnished, 6,000 reals. As we stated, there's very limited number of apartments on Beira Mar that's under $1,000. Most are probably running about 1,500 to 2,000, maybe even more than that. Said most people, if you decide to buy a new apartment, the best thing you could do is apartment that, a lot of people buy apartments for investments. They don't do nothing to the apartments and they sell them, but you have to go back and redo the interior. There's nothing done. It's a shell. And that's what we did. We had to go back and invest quite a bit of money into our apartment to get it what it looks like. We bought an apartment, gutted the 100%, doors, windows, everything, and we rebuilt. And it cost us probably $200,000 probably between $100,000 to $200,000 to replace everything inside the apartment to the way we want. And that's what most people do. They invest more into the apartment than an apartment normally costs. And you make it yourself what you want. And it's not like the U.S. where you could upgrade and stuff like that. You get nothing in an apartment. And normally if you want a newer apartment, you either buy it when it's being built. Sometimes it takes 4 to 5 years to build. You buy it built to somebody bought this investment, then you buy it from them. But you're buying it for more than they paid for it. But that's the way they do apartments in the U.S. and in Brazil. So the next apartment is Landscape Beira Mar. It's fully furnished apartment. It's only a one bedroom, 40 meters, which is a little over 400 square feet. Landscape has a lot of amenities. It's a lot of foreigners live here too. If you want a good apartment that has a lot of activity, the landscape's probably the best one on Beira Mar. There's a lot of it's close to Baracas, it's close to the beach, it's by everything. And the main thing is that it does have a lot of people from, there's a lot of, if you're looking for dating stuff, this is probably a good place to be. Landscape. You're close to everything. The apartment is about 5,589 reals for a one bedroom. Three bedrooms could go up to $3,000, around 15,000, 18,000 reals. They have a large pool. We looked at here to buy two at one time, a three bedroom.
For people
For
who want looking for a quiet place, it is not the
yeah,
right
if you're
apartment.
looking for activity, fun time, a lot of people of both sexes probably, this is an apartment to be at. It's close to everything. It's by the Baraka. You just walk outside. You have places to eat. You have the beach. You have a nice swimming pool there. It's a good apartment. It's depends on what you're looking. If you're looking for quiet, it's not the apartment. But you're looking for a fun time, people by the pool, chatting and stuff like that. This is the place to go. I
This
mean,
one is actually furnished
it's
too.
furnished too. It's furnished and it's a little under $1,000. It's only a little over 400 square foot, so a small apartment, but you're paying up through $3,000 for a three bedroom here. So just let you know that the apartment is pretty expensive. They're smaller too. Our apartment is twice the size of the three bedroom here. So we looked before. I wanted to buy an apartment here, but my wife didn't because I like the nightlife, I like the activity, but my wife didn't want that. But it's a nice apartment. We're showing the landscape. As you see, the landscape is a major size compound complex. It's a lot of apartments, a lot of people. More people are single than families. It's not really a great family apartment. And so you look at a lot of foreigners live here too, because it says it's activities and stuff. The rumors is that a lot of prostitutes live here too. I don't know if that's true or not. I think it is true. Remember when I went to the pool, looked at the pool from the apartment, there's a lot of girls at the pool. So if that's what you're looking for, this is the place to be. If you're looking for pickup girls and stuff, this is the landscape is the place to look because that's where the activity's at for all these apartments on Beira Mar. The next place we're going to be looking at is called Palace Atlantico. It's above the Tropical Beach Restaurant and Pizzeria. It's actually one of the cheaper buffets around here.
They're 90 meters.
And this apartment is 90 meters, a little over 900, about 915 square feet. The cost is 5,500 reals, includes one car, garage. So, two bedroom is not furnished. So, you have to buy your stuff and stuff like that. It might be easier. I don't think they sell like rental agencies like they have here where you rent furniture and stuff. I don't know if they have that in Brazil, so you have to buy new furniture and stuff like that. And when you leave, you have to probably leave it because you can't take it back to your country. So this may not be the right place because it's an older apartment. It's very old, as you can look. It's no balcony.
It's ninth floor.
Ninth floor. So it's on the top floor. The apartment's pretty old, and it's a larger apartment as
Yeah.
little over 900
It's the
square
other
feet.
one, no, the top one,
Yeah,
the right side.
that's the top one on the right side. So, but it's an older apartment. You do have a beach view. You do have the next to Agamantas. There's a restaurant downstairs and stuff like that. But it's an older, nothing inside of it. So
Yeah,
you have
but
to
they
get all
have
your furniture and
the
stuff like that.
police here.
You have your tourist police next to and stuff like that. But you also have it next to the landscape also, since it's right next to the landscape. But this is the larger apartment. It all depends on what you're looking for. But go back to the landscape. Says close to everything. It's next to all these apartments. They all have a lot of activity around the apartment. There's a Cambio exchange area down the road there. Like you see, you have your police, you have your tourist police, you have your baracas around. And these are the main apartments on Beira Mar. We're going to show you a couple more on Playa Semanas. And there's another one that we won't show you that's closer to the fish market. It's cheaper, but the area is bad. And landscape, I was going to see does it include the garage parking or not. Landscape also has a one-car garage parking, which I didn't mention before. But so all these have parking. The one on the fish market doesn't have parking. And I said it's an area that you don't want to go out at nighttime. So if you want nighttime activity, I won't live close to the fish market because it's right next to the favelas and it's very dangerous. These apartments here, you probably are safest here in this area where we live, because there's a lot of police activity. Not police activity, but a lot of police people around. Like here you have a police station right here with people, tourist police.
Oh, the police is
Yeah, talking to people, they're talking to people, they're tourist police. You have a lot of amenities here. So these two, the three that we just showed you, and the next one that we show you, probably the best four around, that's under $1,000.
Actually, this park here is a zona azul.
Yeah,
The
this
people
is
can park.
Zona Zoo. You have to pay to park here, but so you have people that come visit. They get pay like it's like 2.7 reals an hour, which is about 50 cents an hour, and you just up
You can pay
each
your
time. You
park.
just pay each time. You can pay up to 2 hours, but you can just renew it, extend it for as long as you want. And I think you have to pay between 7 and 10. After 10, you don't have to pay. But these are the main apartments, and we'll show you one more before we end this video. But one thing about apartments, these apartments are owned by people and they rent them out. Apartment in Brazil is a condominium in the U.S. And a condominium in the U.S. is a condominium is people own as apartment. A condominium is what people are like apartments in the U.S. in Brazil. So it's vice versa. So yeah, they call it vice versa. Apartments people rent, condominium apartments people own in Brazil, condominium they rent. But in U.S. it's vice versa. It's opposite. So
yeah.
sometimes, yeah.
You say you have a condo.
Yeah.
When I say I have apartment,
It
in
means
Brazil,
I have a condo. Yeah.
Yes,
They think you're renting, not buying.
renting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the main difference is that the terminology is opposite. And you buy an apartment in Brazil, you could buy an apartment that's been there, but a lot of people take out all the amenities. They take out cabinets. They may be cheap enough to take out sinks.
Yeah, but sometimes
They don't.
they
Sometimes,
make agreement.
yeah, you make an agreement like,
You have to pay.
and it depends. If, like my wife wanted to upgrade everything in our new apartment, so we left everything in our old apartment there. We bought it new. We had to fix it. We had to hire a carpenter, plumbers, and everything to fix it up. But it wasn't what my wife wanted for our newer apartment. And so this apartment wasn't that expensive, about $200,000. And we probably invested maybe $50,000 into this apartment when we sold it. So this apartment that my wife wanted, she wanted to make it special for herself.
You're going to show a little bit front of the landscape.
Yeah, this is the front of the landscape. It said there's a bunch of barracas around here. People go to the beach. It's easy to walk to the beach and stuff like that. There's a lot of homeless people around here because of the barracas and stuff like that. But it's a nice area. You have a lot of activity, landscape. You have shows, you have bars. You want to just drink, you could come out here, do that. So, but all these apartments on Beira Mar is within walking distance to activity. And that's what we want to emphasize. If you're looking for activity, these are the places to go. Safer, more expensive. Anytime you're on the beach, you're going to spend more money. But if you want to have a good time in Fortaleza and you have the money to spend, these are the places to come to or rent. And so there's landscape. And it's a large complex. It's got a lot of amenities, gyms, pools.
Also, they have a beauty salon,
beauty salons, and
mini
every
market.
mini markets, everything there. It's a large building, so a lot of people live there. So that's why. So we're looking at buying a place there too at one time. But I like the nightlife. My wife doesn't like nightlife, so I lost in that venture. But it's okay.
You can see Brazilian flag over there. You
There's the
can put
Brazilian
the
flag,
US flag next
yeah,
to.
or a Trump flag, or Biden flag, or whoever you want to put
Yeah.
up. Kamala Harris. Next to a couple hotels too. So, but as you can tell, there's a row of baracas right in front of it, and they probably reason they would put it here because of people that stay at these bigger hotels that
Yeah,
have a
yeah.
lot of people
I
stay.
think. I
They
think they
probably,
have elephant. I'm
huh?
not sure.
Elephant,
Elephant for
helipod,
helicopter.
helicopter. It could be, but I don't think it does.
Yeah, I don't know.
I never seen a helicopter land here.
Yeah.
I don't think it does. I mean, it could be that there's a round thing in the middle there, but said I've never seen one land. So, but it's just that there's a lot of activity around here. But the three apartments we show are within a block of here. You got a landscape, the
Palácio Atlântico.
Palace Atlantica, and the one behind it would be the Flat Atlantica, which is behind these hotels.
No, over
It's
there.
over there, so
Yes.
right next to the
The
hotel, right
balcony
next to the
is
hotel room.
black.
Yeah. So they're within a walking area to the barracas and stuff like that. I mean, the last one we're going to show is on Playa Isamanas. There's also places to go eat outside and stuff like that within walking distance. But if you want nightlife activity, probably this is the place to be.
Actually, to impress someone.
Yeah, I mean, even where we live, you can press, but I'm not emphasizing landscape but if I was a single person, I would stay at landscape. That's all I would say. If you're a single woman and you want to meet guys, landscape too. It's a great place for singles. I don't think it's a great place for married
Actually, or
people.
maybe for make a friends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know if it's good for married people. Your
Yeah,
wife may get
because there
jealous.
are many foreigners
Yeah, yeah.
live
So
there.
there's many foreigners live
Yeah.
there. Judges,
Yeah.
high-ranking politicians and judges and stuff. So people have money. They say
Business,
they're
yeah,
business
business,
owners and stuff.
yeah, business owners.
But I don't know if it's a good family apartment. I mean, it is good for amenities and stuff like that. You have a lot of amenities, but I don't know if you want to go outside to the pool and your kids see all these women, skimpy outfits and stuff. But you get that probably anywhere.
I don't.
So my wife is scanning the area here. As you can tell, looking at there's a lot of construction going on. There's a lot of buildings here. As said, there's very limited number of rentals for less than $1,000 on Beira Mar. There's some that goes around the $2,000 to $3,000 mark, just like the price in the U.S. Mainly, they could be furnished, they could be not furnished. Most of them include a 1 or 2 car garage. The more larger the places, the number of garages, parking spots goes up. But there's a lot of buildings here. There's a lot of activity. The beach is pretty nice.
Over there, have a
People go.
gym, a free gym.
There's outside gym if you want to go there. But most places have gyms, amenities and stuff like that, swimming pools. Very few do not. But but if you have the money, Beira Mar is the place to be. It all depends on financial situation. But if you want to have a good life in Brazil, the Beira Mar is the place to be. You can afford it. It's close to everything. It's safe. You have a lot of people walking to Beira Mar at nighttime. So you just go out your front door, go to the barracas, to the different bars and clubs. You got restaurants at Beira Mar and a lot of these hotels, a lot of these big apartment complexes. So it's the place to be. The whole Beira Mar is. You go to Playa Isamanas, it's probably a little bit older on the other side of the Beira Mar here. But anyone in the Beira Mar is probably the place to be if you can afford it. I mean, All depends on what you're looking for. Looking for a small place outside of the Beira Mar for $400 or $500, you could get that around here too. But they're outside. They're probably like a 5-10 minute walk to the Beira Mar, to the beach, where the people that work live, stuff like that. There's a lot of construction going on in Fortaleza. A lot of activity, a lot of buildings being built. A lot of people sold land during the pandemic, families, to live so they could have financial stability. And so they sold a lot of the land that family owns. Like a long time ago, a lot of family owned a lot of the beach. They owned blocks at a time. And as the second generation took over, they sold everything. It's the way it is everywhere. Business in the U.S., first generation versus second generation. Second generation always wants, I don't know, they want money, so they sell everything off. Then they don't have a business, they don't have an ability to make money anymore after they spend the money. So it's interesting the way that people are. This happens in the U.S. a lot. I remember I was talking to a supplier. He said, the only thing I want to do is make sure that I leave this to my kids. I don't want to be like everybody else that gets rid of everything and sell everything off on the second generation. Like my family, like my kids' family, they have a lot of apartments, a lot of buildings, a lot of stuff, businesses in Fortaleza, but they sold everything. They sold everything and they started spending the money like crazy. And now they don't think about features. Just like the people that we bought the apartment from, their family owned the block. They own 1, 2, 3, 4 apartments that are on the beachfront. But the family sold the land and everything, and now they're spent the money, and now they ran out of money. They spent it all. They go out. Even my wife's family, the brother, second generation brother, took it over and destroyed it.
Everything.
Yeah, everything.
Now, no place
yeah.
to live.
But I don't know. Second generation business owners in everywhere, for some reason, they want to sell everything up because they're greedy. Then not everybody, just a lot, they get greedy, they sell, then they spend everything and don't have money. They don't know what it's like working for their stuff. They know what it's like getting stuff, but they don't like working for things. So different. It's happened a lot in Brazil too. That's why you see all this new construction going on, because they were able to buy the land during the pandemic. And yeah, it's a new building to be built there. There's all over here.
I don't know. I think it's going to be very big apartment.
Yeah, normally they build large 20, 30 floor buildings here. So another thing about rental, when like in California and Philadelphia, when I did some work part-time, I actually rented rooms from people. In California, I rented a room in Fullerton. I think I paid like $1,000 a month. Philadelphia, I rented a room too. And I think I paid like $750 a month. This is a while ago, about 12 years ago. But you can also rent a place as long as the landlord lets you rent a room and stuff like that to reduce your costs.
Yeah, most of them, they don't
Yeah.
like the landlord.
Yeah. We had a place in California that had a mother-in-law suite. And when my mom left and went back to Washington, we thought about renting a mother-in-law suite. It was a 1-bedroom place, probably like 1,000 square foot place. It had bathroom, living room, own garage parking and stuff like that. I think we tried to rent it for about $1,500. Well, how much was it?
$1,500.
Yeah, but we never rented it. My wife had people that wanted to rent it, but then she decided, I don't want people.
Dog, they wanna.
She doesn't like people living in our place. She's very picky. So That's why we don't rent our places either in the U.S. or nowhere. We have places, but we don't rent them. Sometimes I want to rent, but my wife doesn't want us to because she would have to replace everything in the house, apartment, the house.
Sometimes you don't know who it is.
Yeah. So it all depends on people. Some people rent bedrooms. I know my couple friends that rent places, their house. They own a house and they rent every bedroom. Make a lot more than they pay for rent. They pay for the place. Like, we could do the same thing too. We have 4-bedroom places that we could rent, but we don't. Normally they set pretty much idle for most of the year. But we may change that. We may rent one of the places. I don't know. Well, but that's an option that you can think of. But some people don't like to rent, don't like roommates and stuff. They like just to do what they want to.
Sometimes you spend more to fix.
I don't know if you spend more to fix and stuff. Some people just don't like to do it because they like the ability to live on their own, do what they want. Some people have the mindset that they want the money. It's more about money. So they rent because they could do things like my friend in Philadelphia. I think he rents 4 bedrooms.
Wow.
Then he travels a lot. He gets like $4,000 to rent. And you share the bathroom and stuff. And after a while, it gets a little bit. The more people they rent into the place, the more hassle it becomes because you're sharing everything.
Yeah.
Unless they're not sweet, so.
No, I cannot choose to do papel with somebody else.
Yeah.
No, not possible.
Yeah. So it all depends on what you're comfortable with. But it's an option.
Yeah.
Like here's another building being built, the Wave. It costs about 8 to 10 million reals, maybe.
Yeah, have 11 now.
11 million. So it's about 1.4 million to 2 million, little 2 million. It's probably one of the nicest place around here that people live. 2020 was the one before that apartment complex that the rich people live. A lot of people that have money will be living here. There's also a high-rise being built behind us, right over there. Don't know the prices of apartments there. Not.
But I think everything is around this price.
Yeah. They're all about the same prices and stuff like that. It's a nice area. This is a nice area to live at. But even if you have to walk 10 minutes to here, just that, in my opinion, if you live away, some of the areas are pretty dangerous to walk through at nighttime. And so you limit your activity, in my opinion, because you have to walk through areas that might be dangerous. Because the cops are not in the backstretch of Beira Mar. They're on the front area here. If you have to walk 10 minutes through the area. It may not be the safest area in the world. So you could take a view. A lot of the cheaper apartments are on a block also farther away. So you just have to see what you can afford and stuff. And remember that it could be dangerous walking towards the Beira Mar. You probably want to walk with multiple people at nighttime, safer. But you can walk by yourself. Just don't have expensive stuff. Keep your money. Just bring your money that you're going to use to spend. Maybe a credit card. Keep the other stuff home. Because there's those crime opportunities. They see that you have stuff. They're going to try to take it. It's like walking with this camera at nighttime. It's very dangerous. Mainly when it's pretty crowded.
And a lot of hassle because people say, "Are you recording me?"
Yeah. But yeah.
Oh, here this one is a new one too.
Yeah.
Oh.
This one too behind.
Yeah, here.
For new glass. So there's a lot of new buildings. Right over here, this large one. They're all increasing the height of the buildings as they build the new ones. They go from, in the past, I think there's used to be a lot of 15, 16 stories buildings. Now they're going to 30 to 40 stories. So they're doubling them, the size. to get more people in to the buildings and stuff, because that's the a lot of investors buy, then they sell in the future. People may buy 2 or 3 of these apartments and pay monthly for 5 years while they build it. And then when they build it, they sell it for a profit. So a lot of investors buy multiple apartments, sell them. But
Then
so,
now you are approaching to the last building.
yeah, so we're approaching the last building. It's called Terrace Atlantic. It's a pretty good sized building. It's on Place Eastamatis, next to Holiday Inn, actually.
And the next the place where they have
And
the event.
where they have the events and stuff like that. So if you want to come to see the events that happen here, they happen probably once every couple months, maybe more than that, where they have events outside. The next thing is they're going to have the carnival coming through the house, the park front. Then they always have music playing, or when a president comes, if somebody important comes, they have the stage here. The church activities here, the 2 big church activities happen here. So this is also have a lot of activity too. It's pretty safe. You have police over there in the corner. You have it back here too. Police that's are here full time. Stuff like that. This is Atlantica. It's a 2-bedroom, 69 meters, a little over 700 square feet, 2 parking spaces, and the rent is 5,283 reals, which is about $850, $875.
Fully furnished.
Fully furnished, as mentioned. It's off of Playa Eastamatis. You have a lot of activity here next to Holiday Inn. There's 3 restaurants at the Holiday Inn. There's a beauty shop. There's activity. You can walk outside to the beach. Places here to the right on the beach. They have places to go to, stuff like that. They have restaurants, baracas on this side to the. So you can go walk out here too and to get on the Beira Mar. It's not as much activity as the landscape around that area.
Yeah, but I think there are a lot of people like landscape here.
Yeah, this one, the landscape. You're right now outside of baracas and stuff, baracas. But you have some here too. You have 3 to my right, to the right as you walk outside. You have a lot of restaurants to the left here, so you're within walking distance and stuff like that. It all depends what you want to do and what you want to pay. So the landscape is more expensive, smaller place. This one's a little over 700 square feet, 2 parking spaces, so the older building versus landscape.
No, I think it's a little bit the same.
So I think landscape's a little bit newer. So it all depends on what you can afford, what you want, where you want to live. But so there's only about 4 or 5 apartments on the Beira Mar that we could find that's less than $1,000. You could buy them up to $3,000, like the price in U.S. And they must be getting them, otherwise they won't be renting for those prices. So the more amenity, the more you're going to pay. This one has a swimming pool. I think it has a gym, stuff like that. You have a pretty good view of the beach. The whole building does. So
You can see the event.
yeah, you see the event from your place. You could go walk to the beach and go to drink your beer or cerveza, whatever you want. There's places that sell stuff. So
Rent a bike.
rent a bike right there. That's like that. So we're getting ready to sign off, and we hope that this video was informative for you. Might have put some hindsight into the video and emphasized a couple of areas, but we think those are the places that you should stay if you're in Beira Mar if you can afford it. So depends on what you can afford or what your lifestyle wants. So we're getting ready to go back to U.S. today. So hopefully this is informative. If you like stuff like this, let us know and we'll do some more on stuff like that. But there's not too many videos. We'll show you some of the malls area, the feature videos and stuff like that. We showed you Beira Mar before. There's a Guatemi. There's a lot of people that live in those areas too. Apartments are a lot cheaper to rent there. You can rent them for probably, oh, you can find a lot of stuff for under $500 in those areas. But it's away from the beach and everything like that. So you could probably rent places around Playa Futura for a lot cheaper, but you don't want to be out there at nighttime either. So we try to find you places that are safe and make sure, because in places that might have foreigners, stuff like that. So hopefully this is rewarding. Please like and please subscribe and like, and have a great day.
See you next video. Thank you.